so I still have the other two.
Yep, still have the other two. And that third one will reach. That third one is going to go ahead and reach across. You kind of felt though, like when you actually hit it with the book, you hit it with way more force and power than you usually can hit with. Usually, if you hit with a dictionary or something that big, you're kind of like and it's like just a nudge with the dictionary. No, this you felt like you honestly just broke this dude's neck if
Like
it was like an actual person.
Just like lightweight. Could be the crystal.
Timber. Not again.
The last thing that went through his head was the last word in that dictionary.
Just imagine. Words do really hurt. So
words as weapons.
This one's gonna jump across the room and attack you. Roll me a DC reroll.
Crit.
Okay.
We know who's gonna be our tank here.
Yeah, if that continues working out the way it does. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack roll now.
That'd be funny. Crit.
13.
Okay. Yeah. You go ahead and you end up straight up, with the book. Now that you've moved it like this, it comes across the room, you jump back and literally the other way, come back and crack it across the face of the book.
But where's my crystal?
You still have it, you're just holding it against the book so you can protect it.
Oh, okay. It's like, I hope I didn't put that down.
No. You go ahead, you crack this one across the face and it hits into the wall and it
You could use
vanishes.
Nature's Pockets.
There's one more left and it's your turn.
Oh, God.
You could use Nature's Pockets for the crystal.
Mm.
No, my boots aren't big enough.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
It's not what he's.
I'm not gonna try to.
Right.
Wait, the DCV or
The ACV.
Yes.
Which I think is the same for you.
Whoa.
11.
Okay, that one you go ahead and run at it with the book, and this one just kind of moves out of the way. It's like you missed this one. Go ahead and roll me in a second attack roll.
Ninja status.
8. Not you.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep, same.
Yeah, you got it. So that one, it doesn't move quick enough, and you just like right over the head with it, and it falls to the ground, and it just melts into a puddle.
Great, now I've got a mess in the classroom.
No, these things they're self-cleaning.
They evaporate after they.
Yeah,
no, with me moving around and stuff, I bumped the paint everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I was putting paint out.
And you.
You're messy.
So when you go ahead and turn around, you put the dictionary down very slowly because you're like, crud. And then you teleport. All of you end up in a kind of darkish, place where the lights are flickering, and this place is a wreck. It is toast. You guys are kind of like spread out in the same area enough where you're not touching, like not even by arm's length, but you guys are within the same area.
So we basically appear at the same time.
Yes.
Oh my.
Makes me think I'm walking.
I knew this was some drugs. I knew it.
Drugs? What drugs? There are no
Well,
drugs.
this is
There's
a
no
new
drugs
type
on
of
my planet.
ops.
Okay, so I think this is at the point where we should probably describe our physical appearances because you've got two very non-human people standing there.
Yeah, that's what I have to go with drugs right now.
What
don't even know how to
in the
describe mine.
Lord's name is that?
Any way you want. Just keep in mind the your canine features. I'm not sure how your species works, but I know how I look.
I'm not either.
He's human, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think you guys are all human except for us two. Alright, so since I spoke first, I'll go ahead and describe myself first. You're basically looking at a 6-foot-tall bipedal cat wearing, an obvious uniform jumpsuit with a lab coat.
In other words, you're a guy in a suit that looks like you're a guy in a cat suit.
No. Well, maybe, except for the fact that, when he talks, let's put it like this, you're from the 80s, the animatronics aren't even half that good. Mm-hmm. So either you're tripping balls, or that's really a dude, like really what you're seeing. Gray fur, bit of white on the nose, touch of white and the paws. You can even see his feet, which toe tap.
I'm definitely tripping.
You know, and
balls.
then the tail. Oh, so yes. Oh,
And
you.
Me.
You're all looking at it. Yeah, you're kind of all looking at each other right now because you guys are kind of in this little section of
Like a semicircle?
room. Yeah.
aren't you going to introduce, like, say what you look like? Because we don't know.
I don't know how to describe it.
Use your phone for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll essentially show you what.
It's like Anubis.
Yeah, actually, but I'll show her what the picture looks like.
Hold on, I just want to make sure.
No, I never
That you're not
described
looking up
myself.
something that you ought not to be showing.
Yeah.
I'll
Pretty
show
much.
you what the species looks like, and you can kind of describe what you're wearing and how to describe it.
Yeah, but how does you describe something that's on Jupiter?
Well, you're not. Your species isn't originally from Jupiter, but that's where you
No,
fit stay.
but
That's your house. The whole planet.
That's Volt.
I think I'm gonna become my pet cat. Teacher's cat.
Is that the guy you were talking about?
Doggy Kruger.
Is he?
That's
Right,
your
so-
species.
Is he?
Yeah. So basically,
Somewhere around 5'5", tall.
pretty much any dog's breed you can think of. Just like I described myself.
Cute Labrador.
Okay. The Labrador.
Labrador or Labradoodle?
So, a
Well,
cat
my mama is a Labradoodle.
and a Labrador. A Labrador Retriever-ish.
I'm
5'5",
bigger than she is.
Labrador. But has like a cute hairstyle.
Okay.
Like, when you say cute hairstyle, are we talking like
Ponytail, or you have.
Or
Like
dog-
1990s,
like dog
like
loaded,
think
Lois.
1990s.
Okay.
the 90s?
The
Hairstyles
90s.
Well,
are-
90s in Jupiter might be different than 90s on Earth.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
true.
Well,
Doesn't
I don't
matter,
know.
I'm just saying,
If
I'm
they're
just saying.
watching Earth, then some
Three
of them
tails
probably
and
Okay.
emulated.
You know what?
We're
No.
emulating the
Look me
hairstyles.
at Pluto.
Okay.
Okay.
5'5",
Goofy hair.
5'5" tall, poofy hair, Pluto looking.
So she's got a poodle fro.
Okay, Pluto.
Could be colorful because it's a different planet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kind of rainbowish, like bluish, pinkish.
Yeah, I'm
Glenn-
definitely on something right now. Cause
Go ahead and describe yourselves. Like, what are you guys wearing and stuff?
I'm in the military outfit.
You're in your military Black Ops outfit
Mhm.
for giggles
Yeah.
at home.
You're
Okay.
in your
Yeah.
fatigues.
Just making
Well,
sure.
because I was waiting for the call. I had to
Okay.
be ready.
you seriously always on call. I'm always in my uniform with my gun in
That's
hand.
true.
I sleep with my gun cradled in. Okay then.
Baby hits.
Well, I am dressed like any normal human being is dressed in.
Ladies.
I have my plaid shirt on with a tie. I got my glasses, a nice comfortable pair of jeans, a nice brown loafers and
So
whatnot.
like a nerd.
Yes, I'm like a nerd in the 80s.
Steve Urkel.
No, but no suspenders. And,
And no high waters.
yes, no hours.
Unfortunate. Okay. Jason.
5'7" white guy, semi-stocky. Wearing jeans.
Keep him away from
But
me.
it's,
No.
so you're obvious where you come from, time frame wise. You're sort of ambiguous, and so are you. And you're from a completely different planet, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm more like kick butt and take names later.
So, you guys, now looking at each other, you guys all roll me mind checks.
Maybe she should Miss Scarlet because I'm a teacher.
Mind check. My mind is a little rattled now. It's 12.
That's 10.
12.
Uh, 11.
I'm on autopilot.
You can all at
okay,
least
special.
notice that your surroundings, it doesn't take much to know that whatever happened here was not small. This place looks like in the equivalent of, a bar fight. Just a really, really dangerous bar fight.
DM, before you continue on with your description, as a player, I would like to roleplay something.
Okay.
Because I have just been teleported out of my lawn into this strange place
With these strange beings.
with these strange beings. I just want to say that if you guys are trying to anal probe us or anything like that, that we do not take kindly to that kind of behavior.
Donnie just sort of cocks his head. Anal probe? No, it's all oral these days.
Don't you know
And then
I
just
get
walks
anal probed
away.
at the vet? Don't you know I get anal probed at the vet all the time?
I don't go to vets.
I
Oh my
don't
god.
think they're supposed to
Cat
do
people,
that.
dog people. Oh my god. I've been abducted by aliens and got drugs and all this other shit. Why is all this happening to me? All I wanted to do was
Wait, what part of the 80s are you from? Early or mid or
Like-
late?
it was 1985 and 1986 when
Oh, okay.
That's the power of love.
Oh, that's when everything started coming out.
yeah.
So it's like, you have children. One girl, approximately 10 years of age.
She might like me.
Oh my god, oh my god.
I don't think homosexuality is that big a thing in the 80s.
No,
Yeah.
as a dog.
80s. I'm not actually going to like just give each of them a cursory sniff, because especially these two, because they're like so generic. They could really be pretty much almost any time period. So I'm mostly just trying to, get a sense of them. Him, he's easy. He's got 80s all over him.
Yeah, and
Roll me a soul check.
I'll start with the man in black, as it were. All right. 17.
Okay, now roll one for Jason.
Okay, so 6. 12 for Jason.
Okay. Couple things you know about Jason off the bat. Judging from his clothing and appearance, he's a student.
Top ramen. Definitely top ramen.
And one thing you definitely notice is that probably from his, just the way he looks, he's probably from early 2010s.
They had the best shrimp ramen back then. College student. Yes. We shall have to visit your time period at some point. I would be most entertaining. Well,
time.
it would be most entertaining. And, well, I can procure some of that shrimp ramen.
Wait. Time period?
Yeah, time period. You're from circa 1980 something, mid-maybes, judging by your style of dress. He's from roughly 2010-ish, plus or minus about 5 years. And that one...
This one, you kind of notice that Jacob himself, kind of strange, not here at the moment. You notice that, judging from what he's wearing, he's probably military. Probably very similar to the Time Force in that way, but he's more military than Time Force. He's probably close to the Silver Hills Guardians of the 2001 era. The ones that were early Time Force.
Yes. I'm going to put... What's his time frame again?
2014.
They're about the same in terms of time, but he's definitely military. Gun oil, old petroleum products, cordite. Cordite. That's not something you get to smell every day.
That's a hell of a nose you got there.
I'm a cat. I hunt.
So, you just got described, Jacob, from Diogenes. He put you down as essentially military, using old school military products.
For you, it's high tech. For me, that shit's been out of style for like 1,000 years. Or actually more than 1,000 years at this point.
So let me get this straight.
Mm-hmm.
Are all of you from the future or some shit like that?
Well, she's an alien.
I'm an
And
alien.
all of us but you are from what you would term the
You're
future.
the alien.
I'm not an alien. I was born on Earth.
Yeah, bullshit.
No, I was.
Different dimensional.
No.
And you, student,
Who are you again?
you're from the future. Like, future.
This whole little song and dance.
Yeah, he's going to ask you about flying cars. Just be honest with him.
Are those real?
Not for
Roll,
another 200.
Do you want to tell him the truth, or do you want to BS him?
You're putting up a good act. You theater kids or something else.
Oh, that's right. They still taught theater in your time periods. Wait.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's look around. We might find something pertinent. Somebody obviously had a big fight here.
Well, you all roll me mind the check again.
I'm just eyeing place. Ooh, double 5.
Fine.
So 13.
Crit. And just so everyone knows, I rolled the devil's number, 3 6s.
Nice. So, you guys go ahead and
spitter dissect.
you guys notice a couple things. One, some of the pieces on the floor are definitely might be from some robots. From other things, definitely some ooze, clay, mixture of different things. It's a wreck in here. You do notice that there is like some blades kind of embedded into some of the machinery and definitely the walls. Whatever took place here was a war zone.
Can I roll military sciences?
You can. Go ahead.
I'll do the same.
Go for it.
You know, you all's spaceship looks kind of wrecked.
I do not believe this is a spaceship. Judging by the gravity,
Perfect
I believe we're
sixes.
planet-side somewhere. But without access to a window to see the stars,
You get real luck.
I cannot tell you.
I got the crit. Natural crit.
Let's see, for military science. 15. I didn't get a crit, but...
Okay. You guys notice very clearly. So from what you know about Power Rangers, you can definitely tell some
of
these,
Ivan Oozes, some putties.
You can tell some Tengu warriors, definitely some
Enemy.
some putty clay. You notice some Cyclobot pieces. You notice all sorts of different oddities of machine and weaponry that from different time periods. Definitely. One thing you do notice though, and this is the same goes for you actually, because you don't know much about Power Rangers history, but you definitely know this is Ranger-esque damage. You know, from different things you've seen the Megaforce Rangers do and you've encountered yourself, and from maybe some videos from YouTube from your time frame, you can probably tell this is definitely has Ranger written all over it. What you could probably feel more so than he can is
I want to just make a note that I'm literally like picking up like random feathers, like. Yeah, definitely. I'm like picking up things, sniffing them, handling them. Buddy. Oops. And like, picking up weapons. Yes.
And I'm pulling out one of the swords.
I'm literally going through this whole place and like sniffing and sampling things and
I'm like
just judging by reactions. It's just like, oh yeah, that's It's like, I don't need to even pick that up. I know that's a Tengu feather.
Okay. So then you guys go ahead and
mutter.
you notice more than he does that whatever is resonating in here, this is definitely Ranger energy. Especially coming from now that you have the crystal on you and this big shattered crystal. Like, there's just jagged edges left of whatever was there.
So, I presume, and if my presumption is correct, so dislike making presumptions, that the reason we're here is because of the crystals we each have.
Do we know we each have a crystal?
Well, you have a crystal, and you can
It's
only
kinda
assume
hard.
that the fact that these other four are here, that they might also have a crystal.
It's kind of hard to hide that thing.
Considering that he just said it.
You mean this gigantic crack rock?
Hey,
That's not a crack rock.
This thing.
I'm
of snow?
scared. This has to be drugs. The way that this got to be drugs. I heard everybody on TV.
Oh yes, the
Get smack.
boob tube. I literally do that. It's like, oh yes, and I'm not even looking at him, the boob tube.
Because they got the dare thing and whatnot. That started back then.
I'm not familiar with dare. What is
You
dare?
are familiar with it. It's a really, really old school, outdated.
So even
drug.
3,100 years in the future, dare's still a thing?
Dare was a thing. It kept, because that it kept coming on and off, on and off, on and off. Especially when new humongous drug rings were a thing. Around 2500 is when they roughly stopped the program completely.
Because people didn't care about drugs or something?
There was just no reason for it at that point. At that point, drugs had completely stopped in his era.
So I can give you good news.
I
or-
live for
I
tracks.
can give you good news about the dare program if you're interested in a little bit of the future.
I just don't want to be on drugs, man.
You're not on drugs. This is actually happening.
So I'm actually talking to a talking cat and a talking dog.
Yes.
Yes.
Urban tracking.
While he's making that roll, I'm going to approach the dark-skinned human.
12.
How
Okay.
tall are you, by the way?
I'm about 5'9".
So I'm a bit taller than you.
Don't
I just kind of looked down at you.
No.
There's a very easy test to see if you're actually hallucinating this or not.
Don't go around like touching me or anything.
Don't.
Well, this is a very simple test. Would you like to take this test?
Fine.
Oh, by the way, there's a little bit of ooze on your shoe. Might want to wipe. And while he does, when he does that, I reach out and I pluck a single hair off his head. Just think. God damn. You see, if this was a hallucination, you would not have felt that. Continue to be delusional in your own time.
You go ahead and roll the urban tracking. You rolled a
12.
12. You actually do see tracks. You see different types of tracks. Definitely some not so human and some human. Definitely notice whatever is, or whatever was fighting, is still here. Some of the footprints are relatively fresh, probably just before you guys got here.
Alright, guys, just so you know, I just found fresh tracks. There's something alive down here.
Well, that's
shit,
reasonable.
again?
This fight was fairly recent, within the last 5 minutes.
And you guys are gonna hear, all of you, actually took place hours ago. And walking from the shadows, kind of down a dimlit hallway, you guys will see a human form in a silver and blue ranger suit. It's gonna be mostly silver. There'll be a blue streak coming down like a V, and then down the sides. His helmet is going to represent that of closer to the SPD era Rangers. So they'll be like kind of police helmeted, kind of not. And the visor will have like just a generic goggle shape, no mouthpiece.
And
would I recognize him?
You won't recognize him, but you'll recognize what the suit is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because if he's in the full suit, I won't recognize the person, but I should recognize.
You recognize what the suit represents, which is that of the SPD era Rangers, around 2049. But it's definitely not an SPD Ranger. It's kind of even stranger than that. He'll walk out, and some of the suit's damaged. His helmet is kind of cracked, and he'll walk out. I do apologize for the mess, but I'm glad you all made it safe.
Is that some kind of newfangled spacesuit?
No,
This
he's
is
a Power
actually-
Ranger.
Oh, what
he
now?
he would not know what that is. From his time era, a Ranger has not appeared
Yes,
yet.
86-ish.
There have been
85.
Rangers in the 60s, but they were shortly lived and have not gone past there.
About 2010.
Yes, you have the Operation Overdrive Rangers on another planet. You're all from a different era of Ranger. You wouldn't even know what Power Ranger is. Well, not technically. KO-35 has a set of Rangers, but they have not been by Jupiter. I do apologize, really, but I had to all bring you here for a reason.
I unzip my pocket and pull out my piece of the crystal.
There are aliens on Jupiter.
Yes, her species was watching Earth for 300 years.
And we
Her
all-
species will also take command of SPD one day, but that's for another time.
Well, since I see the Power Ranger, I'm like, so is there any left? Holding the
what?
sword.
No, all the enemies have been
Toss it.
dispatched for now.
So I'm guessing you want this back, your crack rock?
Actually, that's gonna be. Actually, I need all of you to place that in the middle there. Just putting it simply over the crack crystal will repair itself.
So I'll go and do that.
So you guys see Diogenes walk up to the big crystal that's broken and just simply hold it over, and it will automatically just set itself back into the crystal.
I gotta do the same thing. Alright.
So
Okay.
Keith does it, Jacob does it,
I'd do it.
Every one
Melody
of us-
does it, and Jason does it. So you all notice that it just mystically kind of just sets itself into it as if it just was supposed to sit there.
Mm-hmm.
And he nods.
Does it fuse together?
It does actually. You're not sure how it would just simply just.
There you
fuse
go. There's
back,
your
but
drugs.
Yeah, that's some tricky shit. How'd you get it to do that?
It's all
I'm
powered-
maybe the
it's
If it
fuck
was
another
drugs,
hair.
it would be able to suck it.
It is all from the morphing grid.
The fuck's a morphing grid?
It's a universal energy source that connects all living things.
That is essentially what it is, yes. Here, well, let me show you. And he holds out his hand and an orb will appear. Just a very, like an energy orb, kind of very similar to a, like a crystal ball almost from the 80s. But it's actually showing you Power Rangers from different eras. This is called Ranger Prime. This is a dimension where all Power Ranger powers live. What I'm showing you will soon be gone. Power Rangers in the universe, the multiverse even, will not exist one day.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but I'm still kind of hazy on what the hell a Power Ranger is.
We are guardians. Power Rangers are the guardians of good and justice.
That's not some kiddie bullshit.
May sound like that, but from where you're from, you may call it the Avengers if you like. The Avengers are a popular comic book series. They, go around fighting evil doers.
Sadly, they were discontinued in 2532.
You will find that this is essentially like that. It's a team. And there are many teams around the multiverse. The multiverse, in case you're wondering, is like your universe, but a different version of you would exist.
I'm familiar on multiverse theory, but it's just the Power Ranger thing is kind of...
What I need each of you to help me. I can no longer leave this place to retrieve what I need. This crystal here is the source of my power and the source of all Ranger powers. There's only two ways I can leave. Whether A, it's completed, or B, someone else takes it.
It's still
Just
missing
lift an
pieces.
eyebrow.
Yes, it's missing a lot of pieces. And he opens up his crystal ball again from his hand, and you guys see the battle that took place. And you see him and him alone take out thousands and thousands of these minions.
Okay.
Are there any of these minions that I don't recognize? Like, maybe from another...
The only one that doesn't seem very familiar to you is the Nylok. Nylok is not something that's been talked about in your time frame for quite a good minute. These things are...
So I know about them, but I've never actually seen one.
Right. They're very kind of demon-y looking. Kind of very, like, red mouth and teeth, and they're called Moogers. And they hold a sword, and they kind of have this weird bodysuit going on, and they're like...
Are all of them like...
Well, I mean, not all the Moogers were, but that's the couple that you see that were being fought in this battle. And he'll retract the crystal, or he'll retract the energy ball and go, I need help. If I'm going to stop Lord Dracus, and he'll show it to you, and it's going to be a hooded figure, but this guy has a mask covering the left side of his face that you can see. It's going to have a green eye. His body build is pretty stocky, and he looks like, probably a full-fledged military dude at some point that bulked out.
Like,
he has some armor on him. He definitely has a sword on his back from what you guys see.
Who's the dude on Mortal Kombat with the eye? It looks like that, but in a
Kano.
cloak. Yeah.
And he would essentially, the way he has the sword on his back, a rifle at his side, but he's surging energy in the picture.
I do not recognize this man.
He is specifically from this dimension. He has been fighting me for millennia over that. It seems even longer than that. I've been here for as long as I can remember. Ever since the concept of a hero team was made long ago, very long ago.
So, let me see if I got this all together and put together and everything. You want us to fight somebody that you've been fighting for millennia and protect this thing. I point at the big giant crack rock and keep this Ranger grid safe so that it stays in existence, right?
If the Ranger grid goes out of existence, history will disappear as you know it, period. Even in your time frame when Power Rangers weren't a thing, yes, it would change. Because with this power of the crystal, anyone can enter this time frame from anywhere. As long as they had the power to do it. Which means is that as long as there's a crystal in any time frame, it can continue to come back.